The year is 2260. As I am typing this insanity, I am well aware someone coming across this in the future may or may not know the history of the world. I'll be brief and catch up to where I am now. 2030 was known as the Void. No one can pin exactly where these events took place, but in that year, the world poised to strike on one thing: itself. Approximately 300 nuclear bombs rocked the world over. USA, Russia, Germany, China, those were the first to fall. Us here in the UK got hit with at least 30 of them, essentially covering the whole of the UK from head to toe. The blast radius was greater than we thought, but not everything went awry. From there, fail-safes were put in place. Humanity went into shelters, and technology started eating up the radiation. It took 200 years, but it did manage to clean the surface as predicted. In 2230, March the 1st, humanity was given the all clear. Now, it's back to establishing an order, one that didn't sit right. Only 30 years passed, when war was starting up once again, but this time, something in Syria. An outbreak of what has become known to be hybrids had consumed most of the land. In short, hybrids are a fusion of man and machine, where the machine parts have all of the control. Some call these cyborgs, but cyborgs aren't enslaved by the technology placed in them. So instead of calling them cyborgs, we called them hybrids. From this, a cult of the metal formed, and this cult was threatening to spread to other parts of the globe. Although cyborgs are not a problem for everyday society, hybrids are. You can see where this is going, I hope. I, Jake Winters, or who I was, Jake Winters, was assigned to the 1st Armored 2nd Division Squad to dispatch these hybrids. We saved many lives, but many were lost. Among those casualties was my old self, Jake. When I woke up after being blown apart, I was revived as Jade. Not a transition I welcomed. Truth be told, I should have been put out of my misery. But now I'm someone new. After trying to reconnect with my family, the one that adopted me as a baby, they just all laughed at me, chased me away. I wheeled away as fast as I could, having to plan out what to do. In truth, I didn't think I had anywhere to go, until I started thinking. With what little money I made from serving, I managed to buy this little garage in Bristol. It has an automatic opening door, no heating, but a few plugs plus tools, and a light. I can wheel my chair in with ease and at least have some resemblance of a home. Now the question is, what next? Recently, these implants and my new limbs are driving me batshit crazy. They hurt to use them. But now I think I can improve them. So I've recently gone to the library to get some books on robotics. And this is going to take a long time for me to study everything and learn the ins and outs, but I think I can do it. Until I figure out where to go from here, I'll be keeping this journal. It will either document my success or my slow turn to insanity. How long would that take? I'm not sure. But documented evidence is always useful to have. So, until my next report, this is Jade Summers, signing off.
As a few clicks of a computer were made, a loud slam rocked the air. Jade's organic right hand smashing the table. She breathes in shallow, then slowly starts calming herself down.
I swear to God,
she began.
Insanity will take over me long before I can finish.
She panted as she was trying to get her emotions under control. Jade looked to the can of cherry Coke to her right. She sighed, picked it up, and shook it gently, seeing there was some left. She then proceeded to slam some medication in her mouth and then take the drink, swallowing hard. She looks to the light, seeing it dim every once in a while.
Great. A new bulb needed soon. I think that has approximately 14 hours left. 13 hours, 57 minutes, and 19 seconds if my engineering is still in good shape.
A voice began to speak at the back of her. Jade's eyes widened, and she quickly reached for her waist, pulling a double-barreled revolver from her hip, spinning around in her wheelchair, and pointing in the general direction of the voice.
Who are you?
My, do you always point a gun at civilians, soldier?
Said the figure, stepping forward. The light showed the long blue-haired figure of medium build, wild blue eyes, almost a cosmic shine to them as they settled.
I thought you'd remember the 3-second rules at least. 1, aim. 2.
She tailed off.
Identify if the target is a threat. If not, tops on the gun.
Jade finished, lowering her revolver slowly.
Oh, good. So you made it past basics, I see.
The woman steps further into the light, revealing a red-hair baby in her arms. The child could have only been 6 months old.
Hey, didn't know you... Wait,
Jade trailed off, looking to the woman's face. Jade had a moment's flashback to her army days of someone in particular.
Sarge? No. Sarge was a man, but who are...
Hey, I get that a lot as it turns out.
The woman said, moving closer.
Here,
She put the baby in Jade's arms, her revolver hitting the floor.
hold on to her for a second, will you?
Jade tried to hold her still as the sudden shock of now holding an infant in her lap. The baby giggled, playing and tugging on Jade's curly bangs. She went from holding someone at gunpoint to now wrestling a toddler who's taken an interest in her hair like it was soft fur on a teddy.
Burnt up pretty bad, I see. Tell me, Afghan or Syria?
What?
Afghan or Syria?
Syria.
I see. Ruby.
The woman said in a sharp but very authoritative tone. The baby stopped, looking to her.
No.
The baby smiled, then let go of Jade's hair. Jade shook her head side to side, clearing the now pulled bangs out of her eyesight. The baby giggled, but sat down in Jade's lap.
She likes you. Normally she'd be fidgety and trying to get out. This is a good sign.
Jade looked to her, dead serious.
All right, now Redhead here is under control. Who are you?
A civilian coming in from the rain. Didn't realize someone was actually living in here. Strange, really, but it'll do.
Jade frowned.
Well, that's all well and good, but I did actually mean your name.
Sapphire.
She smirked.
Okay, Ruby now, Sapphire, just code names, or...
In your lap is Femi Fenuku Me Fuyu. And my name is Sapphirus I Pep Jiva Me Fuyu.
Jade's expression reverted to a blank slate. She looked to the floor for a few seconds before taking in a sharp breath.
So... Sapphire.
Sapphire, yes. And you, if I am not mistaken, Jade. Summers, is it now?
How do you even know my name, let alone that I was someone else before?
Well,
She started.
Your skin, slightly tanned, means you saw extensive action in the sun, with only a few spaces where the ozone layer is stable. Means it had to be a country that was relatively regarded as safe before the nukes dropped. The scars, specifically your face and right arm, burnt, 3rd degree. The arm and leg, Evotech, supposedly military grade. But many users have gone on record to say that these pieces are painful but efficient. Not intentional for civilian use. I can only surmise you were hit with a bomb of some kind. Improvised explosive device would be my guess, considering it didn't cleanly take your leg off. Centralized explosion. Genitals must have taken a hit as well, which is why you were changed from Jake to Jade. And this revolver, non-standard issue, belonged to someone, but you modified it to fire twin 50 caliber express. But your mechanical hand can mitigate the recoil. Whereas if you fired it from your right hand, it would break your wrist in 3 places. As for your name, you left Notepad open. Windows 10, if I am not mistaken.
Jade's eyes had widened, just staring at her. She didn't realize Ruby was gumming her right hand.
Yes. That's, painfully accurate. Good.
Sapphire smirked. She placed Jade's revolver on the table next to the can of Coke.
So now that I'm up to speed, let's not beat around the bush here. You probably already guessed I was looking for you, and I got a proposition for you. You're injured, mad, and want to make something of yourself, correct?
No.
Jade frowned.
I put my best foot forward trying to fight in a war that wasn't even mine. The army got me patched up like this and discarded me.
Jade's nostrils flared up, twitching.
I don't want classic revenge. I want to become better, smarter, show that my brain was always better than my muscle. I want to prove everyone wrong. But failing that, at least I would get a second chance where I could have a good life. Better than this. And, Ruby, what are you doing?
She's trying to hug your arm. She detects sadness and tries to fix it. Gifted kid, really. Had way more senses than me when I was that small.
Jade moved her arm closer, allowing Ruby to hug her. She sighed, patting Ruby's back a bit with her hands.
So basically, you want to write a giant middle finger up in the sky to look down on your parents and say you couldn't kill me? Well, that's good and all, but you realize the books on robotics here are only entry levels. This may take some time, but if you see here...
Sapphire pulled out a book, large, a bit scratched, but definitely readable.
This should cover you. And while we're at it, while you're learning, maybe I can take a look at your leg and arm, possibly try to help with your scars, pretty you up a bit. How far transitioned are you?
Well, the genital parts are swapped due to force, so, I don't know, 30, 40%?
Workable.
Sapphire replied, sitting on the desk lightly.
Well then, you'll need materials. New osmium has been discovered, can catch quite the discount if...
Whoa. Osmium? The super dense metal? That shit's expensive. You know how much it would cost? I only got one good arm and leg to sell, and I don't even think I'd get even a gram for that.
Technically speaking, for crystal and osmium on the market right now, you're looking at 2,520 pounds per gram. With the right phone calls, I can get us as much as we need, which should cover the exact needs we have for it.
What needs do you have for osmium? What are you...
Sapphire leans in, showing her phone screen to Jade.
The military fair? What does that have to do with osmium?
Let me put it this way, sweetheart. If you were to crash the fair, show you can design something better than Evo Tech, you'll be able to say, swipe investors right under the noses of the military firms.
Jade scoffs.
And you think they'll just let me walk in, swipe the money, and walk out?
Not walk out cash in hand, but cash in both hands, with a newly made one strong enough to show the militaries that their robotics are outdated. Classic play happened 10 years ago, USA's Evo Tech Corporation. However, while they're successful in these things, the humanity aspect has been stripped away. Those that fail the program, well, I believe you saw what happened to the people dumped in Syria.
The hybrids.
Jade noted, her mind racing back how many she shot down to save civilians being attacked by them.
They did this.
They don't see a person, they see a product. Evo is a product of the corruption, and it also got people killed.
Jade froze for a moment, looking to Ruby, then back to Sapphire.
And you want me to spearhead this whole thing? Why don't you take the lead?
If you haven't noticed,
She replied, leaning back.
I'm not a people person. Besides, I'm a surrogate mum for hire. While I may heal faster than most people, it's still going to take me some time to recover. Also, I'm not a combatant, not anymore. You, on the other hand,
I'm an ex-soldier with some degree of fight left in me, but how are we going to get me back into fighting shape one more time? If you haven't noticed, I'm wheelchair-bound.
not for long.
Sapphire said almost instinctively.
We build the limbs, we get you outfitted, train up, and get you ready for the fair. It'll all fall into place. And once done, you'll have all the power you need, do your little dance, and voila.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Jade took a moment, patting little Ruby on her back.
All right, Sapphire. I'm in. But first things first. Money.
Got it covered.
She spoke.
I'll ring my brother in a bit, and then I'll do some calling to get a hold of crystal osmium. I'll need measurements of your arm and leg, plus some circuitry. I know a PCB assembler that may have some goods for us. Tools we'll need, so we'll get them as we go. We can go to more specific shops for more precise needs, along with a forge.
Jade turned her wheelchair to Sapphire.
You make it sound so easy. You're either optimistic or a psychopath.
Two things.
Sapphire quipped.
1. Who's more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows? And 2, I happen to be a high-functioning sociopath with a plan.
Both of them smirked, and Ruby giggled, looking at the two who seemed to be forming a fast bond over a common enemy. Jade didn't know precisely who this woman was, but for now, just her name will have to do. 18 months have passed. Jade is lying on the table and is using a screwdriver on her new leg, twisting several screws. Sapphire is finishing off sewing up some fabric, and Ruby is fast asleep on a beanbag. A new air is present, more of a feel of determination. In the background, a radio is playing on the latest news, only interrupted by rain hitting the roof. A few leaks had sprung because of the weather, but Jade and Sapphire ignored the drips. It only strengthens their focus.
And in other news,
A man on the radio started.
The military fair will be coming to Bristol in 1 week and are welcoming anyone and everyone for new recruits. It's predicted approximately 20 countries will be present and...
Our intel was off.
Jade said calmly, still working on some screws.
You said it would only be 15?
Well,
Sapphire quipped.
this'll give us more people to witness your dance.
Jade sighed.
Great, a stage show. You sure about this, girl?
About what?
Don't play coy with me. I am in no mood to joke.
Sapphire smirked.
Cold feet?
More like a lead balloon, or a crystalline osmium balloon. Plus, having this endoskeleton. I thought the pain was supposed to stop.
It will. I'll activate your pain inhibitors shortly. But right now, as you said, you need pain to focus.
Jade places the screwdriver down and grabs the final panel, placing it in her leg as it clicked in place.
Yeah, but I'm not so hot on having to be high during this when I got to take more tramadol just to offset the endoskeleton. Set 2 finished, by the way.
Sapphire put her sewing down and stood up, coming over to Jade.
Right. Saline infusion finished?
Jade blinked, letting her contact lenses show some detailed analysis on her body.
According to the readout, yes. Flush 2. Electrolytes are balanced. No implant rejection.
Jade sighed, leaning her head back as Sapphire removes the IV line out of her arm.
Can't say the same about this new skin. I mean, it's not hurting, harmful. It's just,
Sapphire moves to Jade's sight, looking her in the eyes.
I see myself in the mirror. I don't recognize the person that is there. And sometimes, I see Jake.
Sapphire nods and puts her hand on Jade's new hand.
I can't say I know what you're going through, but it does sound rough.
Sapphire then stands and pulls her hair back a bit, looking in Ruby's general direction.
It took me a while to get to grips with my hyperpigmentation, or melasma to be exact. The black diamonds, as you refer to them, weren't always there.
Wait, you're telling me those just showed up on your face and that's it?
Yep, just got darker in the years to come. Happened during my first pregnancy.
Wait,
Jade frowned.
you're telling me they just went all black one day and that's it? That had to take more than one pregnancy, surely.
Sapphire smirked, walking over to a toolbox, pulling out some wires.
Yes, my 25th, I believe, was for the Compton family, bless them.
Jade's eyes widened, her equivalent of her jaw hitting the floor.
25. And yet, how old are you? You can't be older than 30.
Sapphire met Jade's eyes as she put the wires down beside her and quickly grabs some solder plus an iron.
Well, you know, it's rude to ask a woman her age. And 30? That was a long time ago, hun.
Sapphire began placing in some wires into Jade's shoulder and began soldering away. Jade watched her with intent, pondering if what she was saying was truth.
What the hell are you, Sapphire?
Sapphire paused, looking to her.
Someone with an incredibly long lifespan. Could be immortal for all I know. One thing I do know, however...
She held up her hand, ice slowly forming in it. Jade looked on, watching as a cold from it could be felt.
I'm not a combatant anymore.
But why?
Jade asked, fascinated with the ice forming. Sapphire sighed, closing her hand, the crunch of the ice echoing.
Got pulled into one fight too many. And someone with my background shouldn't be used for politics. Why do you think I'm helping you instead,
She finished with soldering and puts the excess wiring away and places the shoulder plate on, hearing a click.
Besides, the day I need to pick up my blade again will be the day Armageddon turns up on our doorstep.
Did you fight in the war? 200 years ago.
No, I couldn't do anything about nukes coming our way. A war fought with no victor, and not a single bullet was fired.
Jade shifted herself to sit on the table, holding the edge with her hands.
Are there other people like you walking around?
How do you mean?
Well, powered, gifted? I don't know, just... I felt like I've met 2 before. Both my Sarges had some kind of abilities. I thought it was tech, but now that I think on it, there ain't no weapon that can use fire and ram people with it. Especially when you consider she was completely on fire, or getting impaled into the wall and just walk it off like it was a bug bite. Remember when you first came in? I thought you were one of them. Sergeant Smoke had the same black diamonds on his face, except, scarred.
Sapphire scoffed.
I should be offended, being compared to a corpse. But you saying I'm not unique?
Bitch, please. Ain't nobody got as much sass as your fat ass.
Both of them chuckled as Sapphire moved to Jade, grabbing underneath her arms and helping her off the table. Jade wobbled a bit, but as she stabilized, a mechanical shunt could be heard.
There, activated.
Sapphire said, allowing Jade to stand on her own. She looked to her hands and allowed her feet to tap on the floor, checking the connections.
I think it's holding.
Good. Now, remember, you have an overdrive ability which will give you about 2 minutes of speed, but it has a 4-minute cooldown. Masks like yours shouldn't be able to move at faster speeds, but this will be your surprise.
Jade tightened her hands, hearing the endoskeleton creak and crack her knuckles. She frowned on this. Usually that action alone would have caused her pain, but it didn't.
I'm guessing the inhibitors are working?
Yep, online. Right, run me through the basics.
As she said this, Sapphire begun gathering the fabrics and clothing she had made.
My Krav Maga isn't rusty. We saw that yesterday.
Yes, but keep in mind you'll be facing an Evo chariot. Go over it again.
Jade sighed.
Fine. Bipedal war machine has glaring weaknesses on its shoulders. I'm going to need to be able to punch through the plating. Most likely tempered steel and Kevlar protecting the inner workings. We'll have to yank the arms off. Blade mode would be a bonus as it's able to cut through the chariot with ease due to superheating the blade itself.
Right.
Sapphire responded.
And I don't think it's going to use the gun in a live fire event, but if it does...
Go for the ammo pack, located under the left armpit.
Good. Now, one last thing, we need to play dress up.
Sapphire holds up a corset, 2 arm bell sleeves, and leg bell flares, along with high heels.
No.
Jade snapped, crossing her arms.
Hey, we agreed.
We agreed I'll be kicking the ever-loving snot out of Evo and stealing the contracts. I did not agree to dress up like a prostitute.
Come on, you'll look nice.
Nice. I'm going to be swinging my fists into a giant mech. How in the hell am I meant to do that in high heels? I mean, seriously?
Sapphire huffed.
Jade, sweetie, sex sells. And you need to grab everyone's attention. This is specifically designed to do just that.
Jade frowned, looking to the mirror in the corner. She observed her new skin work she had, covering her old scars, and actually added new changes to make her appear more feminine. However, under this, Jade didn't feel like she owned the skin. It may cover her, but it never feels like it's truly hers. 5 operations to cover her head to toe, more hair buds to thicken her now extremely curly hair. Other pieces removed and more implants, just to give off the look. She lowered her head a bit, took in a sharp breath, and sighed.
Will I ever be Jake again?
She said in an almost whisper.
Bioengineering isn't my specialty, sweetie, but maybe one day it could be possible. I can't give you an instant answer. But what if you become accustomed to being Jade? Wouldn't that be a good thing too?
I don't know. Maybe?
Well, it's going to take some time to ponder. But until then, we got a corporation to bust up.
Jade sighed, looking back to the clothes presented by Sapphire.
Can I at least have a damn loincloth?
1 week later, the fair arrived. Many people were mingling with each other, some in uniform, some not. Among them, Evotech's head design department and the British Army's official recruiters. This event has attracted many investors from far and wide. And standing next to the Evotech podium was the 4-star general of the America Reformed Army, Carl Kilmer. His very toned body and years of expertise have allowed him to recruit even from overseas. Approaching his side, Joe Rogers, Chief of Police for the Bristol District. Joe casually stands beside Kilmer and smirks.
Quite the fair, hey?
Joe said.
Music, army stuff, and no food. Come on, if you're throwing a fair, you gotta have a hot dog stand or something.
We're not here for fun, Joe.
Carl barked.
We're here for recruits and investors. Wait! Hot dog? They're at the back near the gates.
Oh, now, you say. Typical. I spent a $5 getting a coffee. Could have gotten a hot dog to go with it.
Carl huffed, folding his arms.
Hot dogs aside, things have been a bit slow.
Carl, you know people take time to shop around. This isn't America, remember? People can afford to be a bit more relaxed in these things. Your country's still getting back on its feet, but Is raising an army really more important than building your homes and stuff back up?
Carl turned his head to Joe, trying to figure him out.
We don't have the manpower right now, so the Army's utility is twofold. Evotech will work out the rest.
Joe frowned, looking to his coffee cup.
Yeah, about that. I've been hearing about the practices of this company. I can't say I'm too happy with it, to be frank. Hasn't your unions gotten onto this yet?
Unions?
Yeah, unions.
What are those?
Ah, I see. So you're like that, huh?
What on earth do you mean?
Kilmer snarked back. Joe sighed and leaned back a bit.
Can't you just use robots?
We tried that. They're too slow. We need to bring America up to speed, but we cannot do that if we're vulnerable.
But we got a peace pact. We can guarantee the safety of your people whilst...
If we rely on people, we'll never get our country back in one piece. Recruiting to fall under our flag is our only option for now.
Joe sighed, taking a sip of coffee.
Well, you do you, I guess.
Jade's eyes narrowed, and her lenses a readout of the structure's integrity read at 97%. Also, a quick pop-up appeared. Spring heel, ready.
Where are you?
In position. Ready on your go.
Countdown 5, 4, 3.
On that, Jade threw the cloak off, revealing her outfit as all the lights turned on, and her crystalline osmium leg and arms shined. Suddenly, the area went partly quiet as she launched from a standstill to land right onto the stage, shining and flowing with long curly brown hair. She stood up, placing a hand on her hip. As she did so, the crowd suddenly erupted in a roar. Jade flicked back a curl from her face and smirked. On the outside, she was confident. On the inside, she was cussing Sapphire to hell for having to make her wear this ridiculous getup.
Ow,
The old man said.
You from the tech branch?
Something like that, honey.
Jade said as she walked over to him, putting her hand on the microphone.
I'll take it from here if you don't mind. Go take a seat.
She playfully pushed on his shoulder, which he slowly walked off stage as the crowd were cheering. Jade was going to be determined to stick to this plan. In 2 years of research, planning, training, it was either going to pay off or it was going to do drastically wrong.
Well, hello.
She started on the microphone.
You may have guessed I am not with EVO. I'm pulling off a tactic that they themselves used 10 years ago. Isn't that right, General Kilmer?
Carl folded his arms. Joe, on the other hand, smirked. Under his breath, he muttered something, mostly along the lines of turnabout's fair play.
Spot taking. See, I have a proposal for investors. As you probably noticed here, I have a metal arm and leg. And this was developed to be superior to the EVO models, and quite frankly, not painful. After all,
Jade kicked her leg into the air, straight up. On the other foot, she turned to hide her privates, just in case the loincloth decided to go flapping in the wind. A few loud whistles could be heard, meaning that she possibly didn't entirely pull it off. She ignored this for the moment, trying to stay focused on her stunt.
can your limbs do this?
She giggled.
Also, it's combat worthy, and I dare say more worthy than any of your crap.
The crowd chuckled a bit, but Sapphire stood forward, looking to Jade, holding Ruby in her arms.
That's all well and good, sweetheart.
She began.
But we need to see it to believe it.
The crowd cheered this statement she made, clearly catching the interest of the investors. If this is true, then we'll have to see what she wants in exchange, said a man at the back.
All right, all right. I read you loud and clear. Hey, Carl, bring up one of your toy soldiers.
Your funeral! 22! Go!
As he said this, a hulking machine started walking towards the stage, sizing up to Jade. She looked up to it, her lenses analyzing what was in front of her. Evo, Chariot, Type 22. Jade quickly pulled up a texting service in her lens and immediately messaged Sapphire.
Sapphire, Intel was off. This is a Model 22. What am I dealing with here?
A lot of metal and a lot of anger.
The mech took a swing with the left arm, but Jade managed to duck the punch and quickly slid between its legs.
That's very perceptive for someone who's not standing in front of it. Now, how do I stop it?
I'm not sure you can.
Jade quickly hopped to the side of the mech as it swung again, but Jade was able to catch the arm, being pushed back a few inches, but she stopped it dead in its tracks.
Well, think of something?
As Jade was holding off the mech successfully, Sapphire huffed.
Time for Plan B.
She said, opening her messaging service.
Dagger 2-2, you're up. On it.
Jade placed her heel on the mech's legs and jumped off, landing perfectly and giving off a pose equivalent to Todd Da. This only angered the mech as it pulled out a blade from its left arm. As it heated up, Jade smirked.
Right on schedule.
She said out loud, running towards it. The mech swung wildly in Jade's direction, but as it was coming up, a message popped up in her lenses. Hyper mode, activating. Within a split second, Jade slid on both her knees, placed her hands on the floor, and kicked both legs into the mech's arm, making it recoil and stagger backwards, nearly falling over. As it did, a panel fell off the left shoulder, along with a pink blur. It bounced off the stage and into a hedge. From within, a slight meow could be heard. Jade quickly gets an advantage, the exposed paneling making her job easier. She bolted over to the mech and jumped onto the right, springing to the left, and as it tried to grab her with its free hand, she was already on the back of it. She quickly used her mechanical hand to rip the minigun off the shoulder, then turned her attention to the exposed circuitry.
Huh, this looks critical.
She quickly punched into the circuitry and gripped what felt like a bar. She then yanked it up, and without delay, the left arm fell off to the floor. The crowd cheered as Jade jumped off and picked up the arm wholesale. She then pulled it into position. The mech pulled out another blade from the right and took a swing at her. But Jade swung the arm blade she was holding right into it, causing sparks to fly. This happened several times as she was looking for an opening. She looked to the timer in her lenses. 32 seconds.
I need to finish this now. Where's... There!
Jade swung the blade upwards into the mech's blade, making it stagger backwards. Blitzing forward, she jumped, using the momentum to raise the arm blade as high as she could take it. On this, something ejected out the back of the mech. Jade ignored it for now and swung down as hard as she could, the endoskeleton giving it all that it can. The blade sliced the mech from head to groin, splitting it effectively in half. She stood there, throwing the arm away next to the mech. She panted, sweat dripping from her head, temples and cheeks, let alone everywhere else. But the head was the annoying sweat as it had ruined some of her eyeshadow. She walked over, noticing something on the floor. This figure, covered in wires. It was human. No arms, no legs, mouth and nose, sewn shut, with goggles on its face. Jade recoiled seeing this. It reminded her of the horrors she had seen abroad, let alone what happened to her. Taking a moment, she brushed her hair out of her face, and a notification turned up in her lenses. Hyper mode in cooldown, 3 minutes 12 seconds until next use. Systems recovering, regenerating defense grid, grid active, copying combat data. Done. On this, Jade grabbed the microphone off the floor and quickly looked to the corpse.
First things first. Get him a medic.
A medical team quickly rushed on stage, getting a stretcher out for the man. The crowd clapped. Several investors at the back were slamming the desk, asking for an encore. Jade looked to the crowd.
Well, here we...
Jade huffed, her cheeks turning red. The crowd cheered as she caught her breath. Sapphire smiled, and Ruby was giggling, clapping, mainly because everyone else in the audience was doing the same.
You see just how inhumane this tech is from Evo? Myself, on the other hand...
Jade hopped off the stage and quickly commandeered a stool for herself, sitting on the desk of it.
You ask for it. I can make it. Safe, reliable, and to help the public, army, veterans, people who have lost limbs from injury or illness. Who wants to fund...
She quickly saw 2 signs in a bin. One said, limb reconstruction, and the other said, technologies. She puts the mic down, grabbed the 2 signs, held them together and put them above her head, spelling something from the wreckage. As she did, she grabbed the mic again and said one simple name.
Limb Tech.
Within seconds, people with paperwork turned up to the stool, all waiting for her to take notice. One figure did take notice, but that figure turned around and started walking off.
Well played, girl!
He said.
Well played.
Joe smirked and walked over, quickly intercepting some people from getting too close to Jade.
All right, back it up. Give her some damn breathing room.
Jade looked to Joe, her cheeks a bright red from exhaustion. Joe winked to her.
Give me a sec, I'll have them in an orderly fashion.
If Jade's cheeks weren't red before, they would have been now. Elsewhere, a robed figure stood above the fair looking down. His pure white eyes were the only things visible, and the rest cloaked in black. As he looked to his right, a pink bipedal cat stood next to him, holding up a piece of metal. The cat meowed loud and putting a thumb up on its free paw.
Didn't get hurt or noticed?
The figure said. The cat shook its head, smirking.
That's my girl. Good job, Alexis.
He puts his hand on her head as Alexis chuckled and purred, throwing the panel down and watching as history was now in the making. And that history has a key player, Jade Summers. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening. I will be making more to cover how Jade and Sapphire could do this stunt in the current economy of the world and more in future audiobooks. If you're interested, I'll see you in the next chapter. Thank you and bye for now.